All right. Welcome to the official start of my Hannibal Lecter review series, and we're starting Silence of the Lambs. Actually, no, I'm not starting with Silence of the Lambs. Huh? But wait, Scotty, that's the first Hannibal Lecter movie. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Shut up. No, it's not. Actually, the journey of Hannibal Lecter actually started all the way back in 1986 with a movie called Manhunter. That's right. For those of you who don't know, there was another film before Silence of the Lambs in 1991 called Manhunter, starring William Peterson, Dennis Farina, and Ryan Cox as Hannibal Lecter. This may not be very well known to you, but I knew about it. So when I was going to do the Hannibal movies, this wasn't on there. I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, nah, I'll just do the regular ones. And I thought, I'm a completionist. I'm a horror. I gotta do it. Really? Why always when I'm recording? I gotta do it. So I bought it and I put it in today. So let's talk about this movie. The story here is that William Peterson is a retired cop named Will Graham, who is brought back into action by Dennis Farina's character to hunt down this killer known as the Tooth Fairy, played by Tom Noonan. And it's a crime thriller, and there is a lot of there's some CSI stuff in this, which, kind of led them to pursue CSI and cast William Peterson in the lead role of Gil Grissom in that show. So, yeah. Yeah. And this does feel like a rated R episode of CSI somewhat. But this does feel like 80s. Just the look of it, the feel, the language, the body movements and stuff. And the music. There's a whole sequence at the end, basically the climax, that's set to Inagana Devita by Iron Butterfly. And it's fantastic. The acting in this is pretty good. Say what you want, Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for his performance, but Brian Cox is not bad. He's not in this much, and I'd really like to see you in Red Dragon. If you don't know, Red Dragon is a sort of remake of this. It's a readaptation of the book, Red Dragon. Although with Anthony Hopkins' star power, I kind of think maybe he's in that one more than this. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but I wager to guess it probably is. Brian Cox has maybe half hour, 45 minutes screen time in total. And we are told about the history between Graham and Lecter in a story. There's no flashbacks, nothing. There's this later, maybe halfway through the film, Graham is talking to his son in a grocery store about it. What happened? He was working on a case, tracking down Lecter. He figured out who Lecter was. He went to go to a payphone to make a phone call. Lecter attacked him. And Lecter ended up in a maximum security prison for this. But then he needed to talk to Lecter. But Lecter is not a big part of this film. He's in a few scenes. He pushes the narrative where he's communicating to the killer, which I guess I didn't understand that part. Maybe I didn't really like it. Somehow he's able to fool people with saying he's calling his lawyer, but he's making special requests in a tabloid paper, putting out ads that have a special message in it. Send it to the Tooth Fairy. It's really weird. I don't know. I really don't know. But after a certain while, Lecter kind of disappears from the movie. He's not really the main focus anyway, but like I said, I wonder if they changed that with Red Dragon being it was the third Hannibal Lecter movie. And Anthony Hopkins was so popular in the role that they changed it a little bit. Who knows? I think that William Peterson is very good in this role. He's a guy. He wants to be retired, but he's brought back out. Like they have to have his help. They need his help. He has to do this. There's at one point, like I said, like a halfway mark where he has to go back because his family is threatened, and he goes back, and he's just talking to his wife, and his wife said, and he says to his wife, he goes, "I might have to do it. I might have to kill him." And she's like, shakes her head like she doesn't want him to do it. At one point, I thought she messed up because she calls him William, and I realized his name was Will Graham. So William would be his name, but I don't know. Maybe she did mess up and called him William because his name is William Peterson and his name is Will. I don't know. That's pretty good. But I also think that Dennis Farina's character is kind of left to the side. Like he starts off as he's gonna be like his partner and sort of working with him, but then Graham's like, "No, I'm doing this on my own." And then most of the film he's on his own until the end when he does show up, sort of. But I don't know. This is directed by Michael Mann, who did Heat, Robert De Niro, and Al Pacino, which I will be covering sometime next year. Excuse me, I don't mean to be on. I will be covering sometime next year, hopefully. Most likely. But, yeah, this is pretty good. There's like a subplot thing going on. Okay, I think where the film kind of goes down for me and where I kind of, petered it out. I'm like, I'm not really into it now. Is when they start actually focusing on the killer. Not killing people, but now we find this guy played by Tom Noonan, and we see he's working at this one place, and he's talking to his blind co-worker played by Joan Allen and striking up some kind of romantic thing. And it's like, well, why aren't we following this guy killing people? I don't think we actually see him kill anyone on screen. Why aren't we following this guy killing people? I think maybe once. Maybe once. We don't. But I really don't think we really see much of anything. You think we would be following this guy throughout him killing people, but we don't. It's really just we see him, and once we see his face, we know who he is. He's got this little love interest thing with this blind woman, and he's in love with her. They have sex, even though he sort of forces her. He's like, "You were at home." "No, I'm good. I can give you a ride." "No, I'm fine. I'll give you a ride." Eventually, we're gonna stop somewhere first. Okay, where? He takes advantage of this woman. She's blind. She doesn't know, and he basically takes her back to his house and has his way with her. And it's treated like it's a romantic thing, but that's not what it comes off as for me. It's really weird. Then he's like, "You can't go back in my house." And then all of a sudden he turns. He's like, "Francis is dead. I'm the Red Dragon." And then he tries to kill her, and that's when Lee Peterson comes flying through the window to Inagana Devita. I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, it is playing mostly through this, and then it like it's like, whoa, okay, what are we doing here? And he's forced to shoot him dead. And Joan Allen is fine, but I don't know. Once we start following him, to me, it's like, why are we following? We're seeing his personal life, whatever, but we should be following him killing people, not in a love interest thing that most likely is not going to work out because either he's a killer or he's going to die. If he, either he's going to die or he's going to survive, but he's a killer, he's going to go to jail, or he's going to kill her or another, Bob's your uncle. I don't know. I thought this was pretty good, though. To be honest, I thought it was pretty good. We'll see how Red Dragon is, but I thought it was pretty good. So everyone said pretty good. So, yeah, yeah, what are your thoughts on Manhunter? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.